Commander Rilthak stood on the bridge of his warship, staring at the old message playing on the screen. The voice was broken, full of fear, and clearly alien. Do not attack the humans. They are not like us. They will not stop. They'll never let you flee. He let out a deep laugh, showing his sharp teeth. This is nonsense, he said to his officers. Some dying fool trying to scare us? His crew laughed with him. They were proud Drevik warriors born to conquer and rule. Humans were small, scattered, and weak. Yes, they had weapons, but nothing the Drevik Empire could not crush. Rilthik had studied their colonies. One of them out in the edge of space had little defense. No strong fleet, no shields. Easy target. Set course, Rilthik ordered. We attack at sunrise. No one on the bridge questioned him. The Drevik Empire had taken dozens of systems without much trouble. They believed humans would be no different. They were wrong. The attack started fast. Drevik fighters rushed down from orbit and fired on the small colony. Human buildings burned, sky filled with smoke. Rilthek stood tall, watching from the ship's view screen. This is victory, he said. Simple, clean. But as he spoke, something strange happened. The colony, though badly hit, did not send a surrender signal. Instead, they sent a beacon, short, sharp pulse across space. It was old tech, not advanced. But it carried something deep. It carried a warning. The human signal jumped across systems, bouncing from relay to relay. It reached listening posts in faraway places. It woke satellites that had been asleep for years. It passed through black zones and hidden sectors. Everywhere it went, the same message played. Colony under attack. Humans bleed. Humans respond. Rilthik didn't care. He thought it was just noise. Let them cry. No one will help them. His second officer, a younger soldier named Varric, shifted uneasily. Commander, what if someone does hear them? Rilthik turned and smiled coldly. Let them. We'll crush them too. 3 hours later, as the Drevik fleet pulled back to orbit, the first human ship arrived. It wasn't big. It looked old. Its metal was scratched, its engines loud and clunky. Rilthik laughed again. Is that all? The human ship didn't speak. It didn't send a message. It just fired. One blast hit a Drevik fighter and melted it in seconds. Another blast curved, bent around space, and hit a second ship that had already moved. It was like the human weapons didn't care about angles or shields. How is that possible? Varric asked. Rilthak didn't answer. He was watching closely now. The human ship moved like nothing he had seen. Not fast, but smart. It dodged, ducked, and weaved through space like it could see the future. Bring it down, Rilthak shouted. 5 Drevik ships fired together. The human ship vanished. For a full minute, space was quiet.
Ow.
No one spoke. No one breathed. Then the human ship appeared again behind them. Rilthak. Single quotes S main cruiser shook as it took a direct hit. Commander. A voice called from the com station. We're getting strange signals. Multiple ships. Inbound. Rilthik looked at the screen. More human ships were coming. Not from one direction, but many. Small ships. Strange ones. Some didn't match. Any known model? They're not military, Varric said, confused. They look like miners, cargo ships, science vessels.
Ow.
Rilthik narrowed his eyes. Then, why are they coming toward us? The answer came quick. The new human ships joined. The fight. Even the old cargo ship had weapons. They moved together like they had trained for this exact moment. Didn't fire wildly. They hit hard and fast, then moved again. Rilthak ordered a retreat. Jump to Sector 9. The fleet turned and prepared to jump. But the human ships moved too. They're following, an officer said. RL started to race. Impossible. We have faster drives. Another Drevik ship exploded behind them. They jumped. But when they came out the other side, another human ship was waiting. How are they doing this? Rilthak asked. No one answered. The screen showed a new message. It was human. We heard you. Loud and clear. Now it's our turn to speak. Rilthik felt the words like a cold wind in his chest. He remembered the old message, it's the one he had laughed at. Do not attack the humans. They will never let you flee. He had ignored it, but now, he began to understand. Commander Rilthek sat in his command chair, hands tight on the arms, staring at the screen. His fleet had just jumped to Sector 9, a hidden space deep within Drevik-controlled territory. He believed it would be safe, quiet, empty, but it wasn't. A human ship was already there, waiting. This is not possible, Rilthik muttered. They could not have followed that fast. The human ship didn't attack. Not yet. Just floated. Lights dim like a shadow in the stars. Varric, his second officer, spoke up. Commander, this ship has no known registry. Does not match any design. It may be custom. Rilthik's eyes narrowed. Custom? Who builds warships like that? Humans, Varric whispered. Rilthak stood up and walked closer to the screen. Open communication. The human ship didn't answer. Instead, it sent a short signal, coordinates, a warning. The Drevik crew watched the map. Those new coordinates showed several human ships jumping into nearby systems. They weren't just chasing the Drevik, they were surrounding them. They're not hunting us from behind, Varric said, his voice shaking. They're cutting us off. Rilthik clenched his jaw. Prepare weapons. We'll break through. They launched an attack, but the human ship moved fast, turning sharply and vanishing behind a small asteroid. The Drevik shots hit nothing then. Came the return fire. Silent beams tore through 2 Drevik vessels before they could dodge. Those ships didn't explode, they just stopped.
Ow.
Dead in space. Electronic kill, the tech officer said. Their systems are frozen, completely offline. Rilthek stared. They're not even trying to destroy us. They're playing with us. They tried to jump again, this time to Sector 7. They made it dash barely. For a few minutes, it was calm. Then slowly, one by one, more human ships began to appear again, not warships. Small, rough, mixed designs. A mining vessel, refitted. Scout, a stolen freighter. All flying the human symbol Silver Star within a broken circle. They didn't look dangerous, but Rilthik now knew better. What is this? He asked. How do they organize so fast? Varric answered. They don't wait for orders, they act. All humans who hear the call, they come, they join, even civilians. They fight like trained soldiers, another officer said. Rilthak nodded slowly, because they've done this before. The air on the bridge felt colder. They were not in a war, they were in a trap. Rilthak ordered a full retreat to Drevik. High Command, we go home, he warned the council. The jump was made, but once again, when they arrived, a signal was waiting. This time, the human message was clear. No running. One of the human ships followed them straight into Drevik space. It wasn't fast, but it never stopped. Kept coming, steady, silent, unstoppable. Other Drevik fleets tried to stop it. They failed. Rilthak watched as outposts fell without a fight. Communications went dark. Weapons froze. Drones shut down. They're disabling our tech with remote interference, Varric said. We don't know how. Get me the council, Rilthak barked. The screen blinked. The High Council appeared. Old proud leaders of the Empire, Rilthak spoke quickly. I was wrong. The humans are not weak. They are fast, smart. Everywhere, we cannot win. One counselor laughed. Nonsense. We outnumber them. They have no empire, only small colonies. Rilthik's voice dropped. You don't need an empire when you have rage. The council went silent. Rilthak continued. They don't fight like us. They don't care about borders. They fight. For each other, they don't leave anyone behind. Varric added. They don't forget. They don't forgive. Before the council could respond, signal cut another attack. Another ship lost. Rilthak sat down slowly, the weight of his mistake. Heavy on his chest, he remembered the old message, the one everyone ignored. Do not attack the humans. They will never let you flee. No one listened. Now it was too late. Across Drevik space, human ships were arriving from every angle, not to invade, but to trap, to squeeze. Make sure no one escaped. They weren't just chasing the fleet, they were chasing the memory of the attack. They would not stop. Not until every Drevik ship was gone. Or silent. Rilthak whispered to himself, "This is not war, this is justice." Commander Rilthik's ship drifted in deep space. No enemy in sight, no signals coming through. Yet the silence did not bring peace. It only made the fear worse. He stared at the blank screen. "Are we safe?" he asked, though he already knew the answer. Varric shook his head. "They're still out there. We just can't see them." Only 4 ships from Rilthek's original fleet remained, all damaged, all scared. Food and energy supplies were low. Crew members whispered rumors some believed humans had hidden tech that could listen to thoughts or bend light. Rilthek didn't believe that. But he did believe something worse. The humans didn't need magic. They just didn't quit. "Take us to the Krell moon," Rilthek said. "It's a quiet sector. Number 1 will follow us there." They jumped. The moon was empty. Old mining machines sat frozen across the surface. Dust covered everything. Finally, Rilthak said, "We'll hide, fix the ships." And a loud beep interrupted him. "Signal detected," the tech officer said, buried deep. "An old message left on this moon, from decades ago." "Play it," Rilthik ordered. The message crackled to life. It was human. A tired voice spoke. "To any who hear this, if you've hurt humans, run fast. If you've killed them, don't run at all. And it won't matter. We'll find you." Room fell silent. "How old is this message?" Varric asked quietly. 30 years, the tech replied. Rilthik's mind raced. "They've done this before, long before us. Someone tried to warn us, but they didn't listen. No one ever listened until it was too late. That night, half the crew couldn't sleep. Even when no human ships were nearby, it felt like someone was watching. One soldier broke down, screaming about shadows moving in the hallway. Another tried to escape in a shuttle, only to find its power core melted without damage to the hull. "What's happening to us?" Varric asked. Rilthak answered. "We're being watched, studied, hunted. They want us to feel what their colony felt." The next morning they found a strange mark burned into the outer hull of the ship. A human symbol. No alarms had gone off. No one saw how it got there. It was a message. "We know where you are. They're inside our systems," the tech officer said, his voice shaking. "They can come and go whenever they want." Rilthik ordered full lockdown. But it was no use. Screens flickered. Lights turned off and on by themselves. One by one, crew members started whispering about surrender. "We can't win," one of them cried. "They're not soldiers. They're ghosts. They're humans," Varric corrected. "And they're angry." A week passed. The ships couldn't be repaired. Help never came. Rilthak finally sent a message to High Command. "Urgent. Requesting aid. Trapped. Humans everywhere. We were wrong. Please respond." No answer. The second message bounced back. "No route found." "What does that mean?" Rilthak asked. The tech officer looked pale. "They've shut down our connection to the Empire. We're cut off." Rilthak sat down slowly, defeated. "We're already dead. They're just taking their time." Later that day, Varric brought something strange. "You should see this," he said, handing over a small black disc. "We found it in the cargo bay." Rilthak examined it. "What is it?" "Human memory unit," Varric said. "Hey, we don't know how it got there." They played the disc. It showed footage of the colony they had attacked. Burning homes. Injured people. Child crying beside a broken robot. But then, it showed something else. Humans returning, building shelters, training, preparing one. Man spoke to the camera. "We don't hate. We protect. But if you harm us, we come for you. Not for revenge, for justice." The screen went dark. Rilthak said nothing. Varric whispered, "Maybe they're not hunting us to destroy us. Maybe they want us to understand." "Understand?" "What?" Rilthak asked, his voice tired. that humans don't forget, and they never stop protecting each other. The next morning, 2 ships were gone. No explosion, no signal, just gone. Crew members had vanished with them. Rilthok stood alone on the bridge, the screen dark, no words left in his mouth. He remembered the old voice that had warned long ago, "Do not attack the humans. They will never let you flee." Now he understood. It wasn't just a warning, it was a promise. Rilthek sat alone on the command deck. Silence surrounded him. The bridge, once filled with voices and orders, now felt like a tomb. Only a few crew members remained. Most had either vanished or locked themselves in their rooms, afraid to speak. How? Many ships left, Rilthek asked. Vark stood by the console. Just 1 hours. The others were gone. No wreckage, no explosions, just missing, like the humans had taken them without a sound. "We can't stay here," Rilthok said. Moon is a trap. Varric didn't argue. He pressed commands, trying to start the engines. Nothing responded. "Power's unstable," he said. "Systems are being overridden." Rilthik clenched his fists. "They're inside. Denny, inside our ship. They don't even need to shoot us." Then, suddenly a screen lit up. It wasn't Drevik. Code. It was human. A woman appeared on the screen. She wore a black suit, her hair tied back, her face calm. "Commander Rilthek," she said. "I am Lieutenant Claire Jensen. I speak for those you attacked." Rilthok stood straight. "Why not destroy us and be done?" She didn't blink. "You destroyed our people, but we are not here for revenge." "Then what?" Rilthok asked, voice hard. "To scare us?" "To teach you," she replied. "Out! You think we are like other species you've conquered? We are not. We never forget. And we never run." Rilthik stared at her. "We were wrong, yes," she said. "But that's not enough. Others in your empire still believe they can win. They still believe humans are weak. We let you live, so you can speak." The screen went dark. Vark whispered there. "Using us to send a message?" Rilthak turned to him. "Then we must deliver it." They tried to jump again back to the nearest Drevik outpost. It worked barely. When they arrived, the station hailed them with confusion. "Commander Rilthak, we thought you were lost." "I need to speak to the council," he ordered. Soon, Rilthak stood in front of the council, this time in person. Their faces were proud as always, but also curious. He didn't speak of glory. He didn't speak of victory. He spoke of fear. "Humans are not an enemy we can defeat with numbers," Rilthak said. "They are not an empire. They are a storm, silent, patient, and deadly." One council member scoffed. "They only chased you because you attacked them." "Yes," Rilthak said. "And they will chase anyone else who does the same." Another counselor leaned forward. "So what should we do?" Rilthik's answer was clear. "Leave him alone. Forever." The room went silent, but not all agreed. Some still believed humans could be contained or fooled, or ignored. So Rilthik played the human message. Again, Lieutenant Claire's voice echoed through the chamber. "We are not here for revenge. We are here to make sure it never happens again." One by one, the council members began to understand. Not all, but enough. Still outside the council, word had already spread. Other fleets had heard of Rilthik's escape. Some wanted to strike back. Some wanted answers. Humans gave them one. Over the next week, reports came in. A Drevik listening. Post went quiet, a secret base, hidden for decades. Vanished ships returned with marks on their hull symbols burned into the metal. Silent warnings. Rilthak watched it unfold. He had become the warning now. Wherever he went, younger warriors asked, "Is it true? Are humans really that dangerous?" Rilthik would say only this: "Do not test them. Do not chase them. Never. Ever attack them?" Some believed him. Some didn't. But he had done his part now. He waited for the humans to stop chasing him. But deep down, he wasn't sure they ever would. Weeks had passed since Rilthak returned from the dead zone. His ship still bore the scars of battle-burn marks, broken hull panels, and a single human symbol etched deep near the command deck. He didn't order it removed, wanted everyone to see it. Everywhere he went, eyes followed him. Some with fear, some with doubt, others with anger. But none dared to speak against him anymore. He had faced the humans and lived. That made him dangerous or foolish, depending on who you asked. One morning, a message arrived at the High Council, not from a Drevik system, but from outside space neutral ground. It was short. One line. They're gathering. The council called Rilthak at once. They had learned to listen now. What did they want? One asked. Riltha stared at the message for a long time. Nothing, and that's the danger. They're not asking for peace, not asking for trade. They're just watching. How many ships do they have? Another asked. Rilthak shook his head. Not important. They don't fight with numbers. They fight with memory. They don't attack unless pushed. But if they move, no one escapes, the council argued. Some wanted to build better fleets. Others wanted spies sent into human space. Rilthak stood. If you send anything near them, they will see it as a threat. They won't just destroy it. They will follow the trail back to you. The chamber went silent. Outside, rumors spread. Again, some said humans had a hidden weapon. Others believed they used broken physics. Rilthak knew better. Their power didn't come from weapons or science. It came from purpose. Humans never forgot what was done to them. They didn't cry for war. They didn't shout revenge. They simply remembered. And when the time came, they acted. One night Rilthak was walking alone near the shipyard when a young soldier approached him. She looked nervous. "Commander," she said, "do you think they'll attack again?" Rilthak paused. "No." She looked relieved until he added, "Unless we do something foolish again." "Why do they chase?" she asked. "Others forgive. Others forget, but they don't." Rilthak looked at the stars. "Because they carry pain like fire in their bones, not to destroy, but to protect." The girl nodded slowly. "They're not monsters." "No," Rilthak said. "They're guardians. But if you strike a guardian's home, you'll never sleep again." That was the truth no one liked to hear. Many empires thought humans were soft because they didn't attack first. They mistook kindness for weakness. But Rilthak had seen the truth. Humans were kind, but only until they were hurt. After that, became something else, something you could never run from. Over the following months, the Drevik Empire made quiet changes. Patrols were pulled back. Borders were adjusted to avoid human colonies. Diplomats were told to stay silent when near human. Space Rilthak was given no new command, not as punishment but as protection. He had become a living message. When younger commanders asked why humans were dangerous, he didn't show them battles or maps. He showed them the old recording, the voice. "Do not attack the humans. They will never let you flee." He let that warning speak for itself. One day, a small gift arrived in a black box. There was no sender, just a mark burned into the metal, the same human symbol. Inside the box was a memory crystal. Rilthak activated it. The same human woman, Lieutenant Claire, appeared again. Calm, quiet. "Commander Rilthak," she said, "we are not your enemies. But we will not forget what was done. We didn't destroy you, because some lessons are stronger when passed through survivors." She paused and then added, "The next ones might not get that chance." The message ended. Rilthak placed the crystal in a case and locked it. He didn't show it to the council. He didn't need to. He had already done his part. Across the galaxy, others began to whisper the same line he had once ignored. "Do not attack the humans." Some laughed at it, some ignored it, but those who believed stayed alive in Rilthak. Now silent and older, kept one truth close to his heart. When you harm a human and try to run, you don't get hunted. You get remembered forever.